90-degree offset. Right there. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back. Go ahead, relax. Nothing's gonna happen to you if you don't do anything to me.
I know. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not.
Max would refuse to say anything, so they take him to the station.
Let's go, stupid jiggerboo.
Unfortunately, this meant that there were still too many unanswered questions after his arrest. Officers do not know what happened that led to Elvira and Peter's murder, and most importantly, why he would ever want to kill his own parents. But this didn't mean an end to the leads that police could gather, because soon enough, anonymous witnesses came out on their own accord in order to tell their sides of the story. The first witness was one of Maxim's neighbors, who claimed to have an audio recording of Maxim from November 29th, just a day before Peter and Elvira's disappearance.
You previously told me that on your cell phone you had a recording of what happened on the 29th. Whose voices are we going to hear?
You'll hear my voice, Raymondo's voice, and Max's voice.
All right. Well, we play what you have there on your phone.
Before listening to this audio, keep in mind the fact that Maxim had a well-known reputation in his neighborhood for doing anything to earn money. After all, he was an immigrant from Russia, and there were very few jobs he could work, which is why this audio would reveal one of his shady sources of income.
Okay, Dad, look.
I'm gonna just go.
What the fuck do you think? Like, you think I came here to fucking tell you a fucking story? Here's the fucking, look it up. Here's a $5,000 watch. It's a $7,800 watch. Where the fuck would I get this from? I got their hand.
From working?
I'm trying to get help of a friend because I can't lift something by myself, okay? And I need to do it just like, that's it.
Lord, I do not.
And if I try to do it myself, it's like, I'm gonna, and I need someone to help me. And then also driving the car and dropping it off, it's like, I need someone to help me follow with another car and where the going to figure it out, into the fucking lake. I know you don't understand it. You might think I'm like, whatever.
Yes, sir.
Here's the thing, right? I'm not, it's not,
he's on you, bro.
Right.
So, like, speak for yourself. I can only take so much information at once.
Right, okay.
Because, like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's a heavy load to drop on somebody.
It is. You gotta process.
Heavy load.
Yep.
Heavy load.
It is.
As far as,
come on here,
I'll
you
give
could.
both the watches. That's 1,200. That's 12,000. And pawn it by someone else, go to somebody else's name, whatever. It's 12 grand. I'll give you 3 watches. That's 17,000.
Throughout the course of the officer's investigation, it was never clarified where Maxim got his hands on expensive watches like the 3 he mentions here. Even the men he is trying to sell to sound suspicious of where exactly these were obtained from and don't budge easily.
Is tough.
This is why Maxim becomes increasingly aggressive. In fact, his cathartic behavior only takes a turn for the worse from here on out as he begins to—
I don't know where you went, but I beamed this boy. Come right here.
Elvira.
Oh. Yep, right here, crouched. Yep, fucking crouched, because we're retarded.
And she killed my dad.
He's dead.
She's the reason why my dad died.
Although Elvira was Maxim's biological mom, Peter was his stepdad.
Every fucking time, dude. Literally shit on his fucking forehead. But nope, shot at by 30,000 fucking people from behind. I mean, like, what the fuck is there, like, what else? What else is there fucking to it?
My dog,
fucking nothing.
Nonchalantly with an emotion.
Ain't fucking shit to it.
And try to love her, and she like threatens to fucking call the cops on me, which would initially like get me sent off to jail for years and years and possibly deported. And I told her.
Yup.
Like,
and just get sprayed from over there. Yeah, you're fucking crazy.
I'm trying to do good. Like,
no bloom, I guess.
Yeah. I smoke or whatever.
Turn your fucking bloom off.
I just got this new job shit that I've been like. I'm gonna be ex-golf fucking bar manager going up to be general manager, and they've been doing this to me like. Oh, we'll help you out. No, we don't have any money. And blaming me like,
hilarious.
You mother, like, you fucking piece of shit. You're 36 years old.
Alright, buddy, I'll be following
dude,
that shit.
And health and mental issues, and I've like just got on medication for once, and it's like all this was like
right here,
coming
bro.
to a new life, and it's like, and they this just culminated to that.
Fucking
and here's the thing, I'm being God honest. I'm not trying to spin this. Like, I'm out there telling the truth.
If you hate ads but you never do anything about it, I have the ultimate lazy person hack for you. This is Pi. It's a free browser extension that blocks ads on your favorite sites. You just install it once, and then like that, you can enjoy internet without ads. That means no more of those pesky pop-ups or those annoying ads that play like right before your video, kind of like the one you're watching right now. Plus, if you opt in to see some ads, you can earn rewards on them. Like, who doesn't want that? Pi has over 10,000 5-star reviews and over 2 million users, and you're still out here watching ads like it's 2024. So download Pi today, and you can thank me later.
You can't really do anything.
And now I'm getting spread out from this kid. Great.
I've always
literally
said
can't do anything.
True metal of good craftsmen is not that they don't make mistakes.
No
It's
fucking
that
math,
nobody
nothing.
ever sees their mistakes. Hi, I'm Roland Johnson. I've been a writer and woodworker for the better portion of my working career. I guess what I've been doing for the last 15 years, almost 20 years, is emphasis on woodworking education, bringing it to the masses, getting people involved in woodworking. I want to talk a little bit about
fucking way this retard went over there.
Moisture content. These are really important things because wood moves. And what we're going to talk about is the low angle block plane. This is your power hand. This is your steering hand. This plants it. It's something you can do with a minimal number of tools. Woodworking really is, it's an amazing, amazing journey. And I really have enjoyed the trip.
Piecing together Maxim's mental breakdown, officers were able to get a rough understanding of his situation. Maxim was a man going through a midlife crisis because of financial issues. To make things worse, he held extreme suspicions against his parents, constantly believing that they had it out for him and his dogs. This was only fueled by their refusal to give him money whenever he needed it. But this only scratched the surface of the true severity of the issues he was facing. It would only be after an interview with Rebecca, one of Elvira's friends, that officers realized that Maxim was far more mentally disturbed than they imagined.
When did you first meet Maxim?
Fuck your boy.
I met Max. I don't think I actually met him last year. He would come and go during COVID.
Yeah, I don't think you ever actually
His mom would drive and go pick him up where he lived, somewhere in a north suburb of Chicago. She would go and pick him up, and he'd spend Sundays here sometimes at their house in the yard. He has 2 pit bull dogs, so we would always see him out with his pit bull dogs.
About the dogs.
He would say that his mom, but that they were just always kind of getting on him about, needing to figure out what he was going to do in his life because he's 36 years old, and he would tell him, well, he's in between jobs, he's trying to figure it out. He would talk a lot about I think he's been on medication recently for anxiety. We really connected with things with anxiety, and I don't think he had PTSD.
Oh my god,
but
who the fuck is this guy, bro? Come out of nowhere every time! How? Fucking sitting there crouching, jerking off! Literally sitting there crouching. How do you even play the game like that, bro? I don't understand how it happens every time. I'm sitting there and there's all of a sudden there's a dude on top of me in my box. How does that happen? Tell me how. Something's fucking broken. Gotta be. Something's fucking broken. Quite literally. Quite fucking literally. Every fucking time. Hear nothing, no footsteps and nothing either, and it's on top of me. That's fucking crazy. Every time, right?
A traumatized child
out of this autistic fucking retard.
His mother for the side of his biological father, and barely accepting of his stepfather, Peter. To make things worse, he was broke, and when he felt like he needed his parents the most, they weren't there for him. But there is only one question that officers are left with in this entire case, and the one that is the most important. What happened on November 30th? What could have been so severe that it triggered Maxim to commit a double homicide? One of his own parents at that. There must have been some kind of catalyst that pushed Maxim to the absolute brink. And the only one who could answer this question was one of Maxim's friends, who would now provide the most crucial testimony in this entire case.
The reason why we're here is you got in contact with one of my supervisors, Sergeant Cooney, last night. And that was in reference to a conversation that you had with someone. Can you kind of take me back and tell me what that was all about?
Yeah, so I was enjoying my evening as normal. I just gotten off work about 2 hours before, and I got back here, and I was actually expecting another friend to come visit me, and my buzzer rang, so I assumed it was them. So I buzzed them in, and in came Maxine Parnov, and you know he had shown up before unannounced, but like it had been a few weeks.
Okay.
So he came by, and he seemed. I was like, "Hi, how are you? Like, what brings you here?" And he's like, "Yeah, hey, do you? I think I need a place to stay. Do you know anyone that like could like needs a roommate?" And I'm like, what happened? Because I knew that he had been living with his parents out in Algonquin.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't really want to talk about it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, and you know, we keep talking, and like he seems off, so I start to pry.
Sure.
And as we're talking, I'm like, did you upset your parents? Like, what did they throw you out? Like, what happened? And he's telling me about how they were starting to have strained relations, and he didn't want to get into too much detail about it. Eventually, he mentions the fact that was like he claimed that his mom was poisoning his dogs.
Okay.
Which I was like, that's bizarre. Like I've never heard of anyone moving out because of that, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
This statement is consistent with the one he made when trying to sell the watches. He firmly believed that Elvira wanted to kill
There's
his
a guy in
dogs
there, dude.
after
Yeah,
robbing
there you go.
him of his father.
And then he starts talking about how him and his stepdad got into it. He said that his stepdad doesn't always tell things that are 100% true. His stepdad blew up. Said like, why are you calling me a liar in my own home? Threw him out. And then he said, he's like, yeah, you know, I kind of really for this job that I got, this new job that I have, and I kind of already screwed that one up. I don't really think that's gonna work out. He's like, but I was thinking about like tying them up and like scaring the hell out of them or something. And at this point, I'm like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you can't hold your parents hostage, man. I thought it was just like some silly comment or something. And he was like, yeah, he's like, that's what I was originally probably gonna do, and unfortunately it passed.
Fucking Bush right there.
What?
You're retarded ass. You're retarded ass.
And he's like, yeah, they're no longer with us. And I'm like, you murdered your parents. And he said he didn't want to say that word, but
I don't fucking know. He just fucking knows I'm going in there. That kid fucking cheats. That's funny.
Okay.
Literally wall ass, bro.
When you were talking to him,
as soon as I go in there, that's fucking funny.
On Wednesday,
yeah, I was going to.
I asked if he had murdered his parents, and he didn't say no.
I put me in a fucking 1v1. I'm killing the entire fucking body.
Lo and behold,
it's so
there's
funny.
this Facebook picture plastered all over the internet, and I'm like, oh my god! And like my jaw hits the floor, and honestly, I don't pick it up until he leaves.
Sure.
Like I'm
sitting in there fucking.
And he's asking me questions like, do you know anyone that's trying to sell like a cheap car, or like anyone that like, you know,
actually died in these fucking seconds. I don't even believe that these kids are in fucking Unreal. Like, how are you that fucking
I don't know how to compete
and you're
at this
in
moment,
fucking Unreal, bro?
It's not a normal
I don't even think that's possible.
He told me several times, he's like,
You must
don't
be gotta
worry,
be playing the
no
game
one's
for
tracking me.
fucking
I don't
ever.
have my phone with me. I don't have my phone. I'm like,
Be
that's
that
not
shit.
even like the least of my concerns. Like, there's somebody who murdered a person in my room. So, yeah, that was my Wednesday evening. On his way out, like he told me, he's like, I think I'm gonna go to Florida, or I think I'm gonna go through Indiana. And he asked me, he's like, how do I get $50,000 out of an account? Because he was talking about his dad's bank account, and I'm like, I told him, I'm like, I don't know, man, like go buy gift cards or something.
Okay.
Like, cause I was just trying to get him.
Well, you've had someone in your house that just said something alarming, and you want to get him out of your home. It's understandable.
And I don't want to find out, like, I don't want to end up like mom and dad.
Exactly.
So he didn't seem like aggressive. He did not seem confused. He seemed like he was trying to figure out like what to do now, and he seemed melancholy about it. Like
okay.
Not like, but not too bad though, because I don't know. It was just, it's not. I am used to knowing Max as somebody who was pretty happy. He was going through it. He was having a hard time. He lost his job, and then things kind of degraded as he sold his place in Forest Park, moved into a place on the west side. He didn't really like the west side was not treating him very well. His dogs were getting sick, like whatever. But I knew him as a pretty happy-go-lucky person, and like it was bizarre. And over the course of the last few months, I had seen him kind of like change a bit to be more and more just sad.
Okay.
And like I spent a lot of time talking to him, trying to be like, hey, go outside, socialize, get a job, like do these things, and these things will make you feel better. Trust me. You know, isolating yourself is not a winning move.
Fucking
do it all with Steel Battery. Power up with free extra battery deals on select Steel tools. Shop Steel deals happening now in store and online.
Lords of the Fallen is the dark fantasy action RPG that interweaves the realms of the living and the dead, as players embark upon a perilous adventure to destroy.
Maxim's isolation was more chronic than anyone could have imagined. He did not have any close friends who could help him out with his issues. His relationship with his parents was skewed, and there was barely anyone he talked to. This explains the severe dependency on his dogs that he developed, since he found them to be accepting of who he was. For Maxim, his dogs were the only living creatures that he felt would not abandon him. This is confirmed by the witness's further statements, while he also reveals the details of the events leading up to the murder.
I mean, on his way out, like, the last thing he said to me was, he said, like, I just needed somebody to love me. And then, like, that was kind of the last.
Yeah, fucking hot.
Bye. And
would that be a normal thing for him to say to you? Or?
He was starting to get emotional about, like, what he had done.
Was there anything that he said that led you to believe that there was a way that he had,
He mentioned, the last thing that he mentioned was he, like, there was something about a fire extinguisher.
Whatever, fucking
okay.
I could not understand him very well because he was starting to get upset. He was talking about there's something involving a fire extinguisher, and like the dad threw a card and was like clean it up or something, and then something happened and now they're dead. My initial hypothesis was that since like he talked about wanting to tie them up and like scare them, that I'm assuming I'm like, well, did he poison them and he accidentally like poisoned them too much? Like,
yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been going up pounds. I don't know how when I've been playing basketball and running around.
But and overdo it. But like I don't.
I guess basketball is the trick.
I mean, I have no idea what happened to them.
Got the best fucking loot ever. Literally just got a gold pump and a blue hammer.
Like the fire extinguisher, and
I got a gold pump.
He said that that was like that happened, and then they.
Oh yeah, gold pump.
Did he like say that was like a tipping point, or did he say why the fire extinguisher was used, or anything like that?
No. He got to an argument, and then I can't really understand very well.
Okay.
And then he started. Then he talked about the fire extinguisher, and then he would not tell me anything.
Okay, didn't get any specific. Okay.
Although officers do not know the exact details of the argument, this is still a large breakthrough. An autopsy report of the bodies confirmed that the two died not because of poisoning, but due to blunt force trauma from a solid object. It is highly likely that the fire extinguisher that the witness mentioned was the weapon, as this was also consistent with the white powder that the officers found lying around the house. It was after this that he panicked and called in the landscapers to help him dispose of the bodies. Police began to fear that there could have been accomplices in the crime, and soon enough, one of them was brought in for an interview.
We really need to stop.
This is Agent Zero.
I don't even
Today's December 3rd,
probably have to reason your stomach hurts too.
PM. Okay, so I wanted to start. So the reason I wanted to talk to you was about.
Yeah, smoking.
You guys helping me.
Yeah, that could be part of it too.
Can you kind of tell me?
Yeah, probably because of that.
Kind of start from the beginning, how that came about.
Okay. I was taking a check for one of my clients or customers.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Yeah. I came in with the list.
So I guaranteed a car from Beverly. I was near Beverly.
Fox River.
Fox River.
Right there. So I went and I went up the door and his wife answered the phone. I mean the door and she said that he was.
Come on, Dylan, let's go over here.
And
Faggot monk.
She gets him from the basement.
Kid's right there.
And make me a check that he owed me for some work I did for him and the house in Elgin. So
there's no fucking way we die. If we die, we suck.
Talking to one of my what's his name? Sister.
That would.
He doesn't speak English. So he comes to me and he says, "Oh, you know, I'm gonna move some stuff out of my house in my basement." And I said, okay, yeah. I said I can help you because
what the
I
fuck?
did an operation done.
I'm tripping.
And I'm not strong. I'm not supposed to leave anything.
Yeah, he's dead. He's fucking
He goes,
shooting
well,
at these
that's
guys
fine.
right here.
Four guys.
There's a guy right here.
I said, okay.
From what
Hit him
police
90.
know, Maxim hired a total of 3 landscapers to help him move what seemed like normal furniture into the
More
truck.
money for her.
Unbeknownst to these innocent men, they were covering up the corpses of a double
Come
homicide.
And I go, what the hell are you got there? Oh, I got some meat. I got some meat there. So I had to move it. I said, okay. I gotta take it to the storage. I said, okay. He was just
alright, I'm trying to build and nothing. It's just like not.
Leather couch or something. Black. So he moved too. He said, I don't move just little back here.
The amount of fucking people here, bro. I'm dead. No shot.
So he has like a, ¿cómo se dice? Gabinete, o sea,
like,
cajonera.
holy fuck, bro.
There was a cabinet?
So, what is it? That's
A dresser?
Yeah. Así grandote, it looks like a...
Yeah, he said it was a big, some kind of a big dresser. Just,
And he was...
es un,
Sí.
donde se pone
Oh my god, come on.
La ropa.
It's a big dresser.
Okay. So it was kind of all around.
Land over here.
Or
something.
Between brown and gray.
Okay.
Then we can get that
So,
supply too.
I kind of figured out what the hell's going on because he had tape around with plastic cover too. I said, well, and I said, what are you talking about? It's too heavy, you know. I was going to say take the fucking doors out, you know. Yeah. So they will be lighter, you know. So he said, no, I got things there that I'm not supposed to take. I got to take it over there, you know.
By comparing the general movements of the landscapers recorded on CCTV with his statements, the details so far seem accurate. Although most of the suspicion has been removed, they cannot be completely sure, and by questioning him further, they can achieve 2 objectives. The first is the fact that they can make sure that none of the 3 men were accomplices.
Fucking
the second
terrible.
and most important one is getting more details about Maxim's
They're sitting in there.
behavior,
There's a big pot right there, bro.
and intentions on the day of the murder. This can help them build the case against Maxim even more.
So, it looks like he was too nervous and he was in a hurry to things, and I'm kind of...
That wasn't a...
Then that's okay, because Caitlin came for me last
Hit him 80.
Well, we have him to push the thing with one little thing with wheels and just put your key, throw it in there, in the truck, and I said, are you going to need any help to get it down to the storage or what? He was, no, I called you later.
So I'm going to be running to the bathroom every 5 minutes. You really want me at work like that?
Couple, like 4 or 5 chairs, like for table chairs.
Well, I don't think you're having to go to the bathroom for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I just didn't get up to go. My stomach was rumbling this whole fucking time. I just decided I was
the only thing I care about is the brake chair.
And when I did, guess what?
You're gonna have to use all those builds, boy.
So, it looks like he was in a hurry when he parked, when he had the truck.
I see him. Headshot dead. Oh my god, bitch.
He parked kind of far away. And there was like a little sideway goes towards the house. I said, why you don't bring the truck over here, sir? Over here, be closer, you know.
Nah, pick it up. Might as well.
I see things that was not.
We'll get another one. Boom, 93,
With the landscaper
bitch.
in the clear, there was one
Boom!
last
Oh, I
aspect
missed.
of this case that officers
Let's
had
go
to
fuck
look
these guys.
into. Right after moving the bodies, Maxim began approaching
I'm in the box?
multiple
What the
people
fuck
in
just
hopes
happened?
that they would help him.
What the-
However, he faced rejection after rejection
out.
from everyone. One of these individuals that Maxim was closely involved with was an ex-gang member.
I kind of fucked you, but that's alright. I killed him.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I know.
what's up, man?
Yeah.
He says,
I killed his ass, though.
"No, not too good, and this and that. I just, I've been on the road all day and stuff, man.
Here,
You know?
here.
I said,
Watch
yeah,
out,
I'm at home.
behind.
And he says, you think I could pop by? Like, I'm literally like in the neighborhood. I got my dogs with me. Anyway,
They're
so
gonna
he
be
comes
right here,
up
bro.
and
There's a
telling
hella
me,
loot here.
He goes, I got 2 bodies.
He said,
Oh, hell no. Okay, they edited that apparently. Like, what? I don't hear anything, bro! There was nothing!
Oh, I killed my parents. You gotta help me, man. My hands all f***ed up. I beat him to death.
This guy's at 80, dead.
Man, I can't even
In zone, kill him.
My foot's off.
Okay, this guy's cheating. This guy just headshotted me through that.
I said, it ain't gonna be me.
Yo, come revive
I
me.
don't even know if he's telling the truth.
Build,
I
yeah,
know
build.
something happened with him.
That kid literally just headshotted me through that bush. That kid's fucking so cheating. That's fucking ridiculous. There, I don't believe that at all. It's funny. I'm pretty sure his dumbass died too. Yeah, he did. But I'm about to fucking die.
Disoriented.
Okay.
Yeah, he looked pretty up.
Holy
fuck.
Was he crying or was he?
No, yeah,
Yo, look at my guns. Holy fuck. Look at that.
It looked like he'd been going through some. Yeah, like he might have been crying.
All of the pieces finally began fitting into place. On
There's
November
minis right here,
30th,
Don.
An argument happened between Maxim and his parents that stemmed from Maxim's financial situation. Peter was likely fed up with him not being able to earn and wanted to kick him out. The argument worsened, and years of pent-up trauma for Maxim exploded as he felt the only pillar of support in his life collapse.
I doubt it.
In a moment of rage, he grabbed the closest object he could find, a fire extinguisher, and began swinging at Elvira and Peter, bashing their heads. This was Maxim's sweet release. He finally got rid of his mother, who he blamed for several things: his father's death, poisoning the dogs, and never being there for him. As for Peter, Maxim
fucking
likely
dirty
never even
retard up
accepted
here,
him
bro.
in the first place. Almost immediately afterward, he fled, trying to get help from anyone he could, believing that any acquaintances of his could help. But he was abandoned, just like he abandoned his own parents and tried to flee the state. All that mattered to him was that his biggest source of misery was gone. This is the reason he was nonchalant and didn't even care when officers arrested him. Maxim went on to plead guilty in the murder of his stepfather as part of a plea deal.
You're on the bottom and in front.
return,
Oh my god.
The charges related to his
Hit him 40,
mother's murder
dumbass.
were
Fuck you.
dropped. This allowed him to avoid a life sentence without parole, and he instead received 50 years in prison.
Get up top here. Get to this big pot, yo.
My name is Cecilia. I'm a mom of 2 girls, a psychologist, and I choose to transform my PBC treatment journey.
Watch out over there. You're about to get.
For people like Cecilia who need more from their PBC treatment,
Yeah,
adding
zone, I
Icurvo
see him.
can help. Icurvo is a prescription medicine used to treat PBC in adults. Icurvo can cause serious side effects, including muscle injury or muscle pain, bone fractures, and worsening liver problems. Stop taking Icurvo if you have any allergic reactions. Tell your doctor if you experience a serious reaction to Icurvo.
153 dead.
Icurvo may increase your risk of gallstones. Before
And then
taking
don't spray
Icurvo,
that.
tell your doctor if you have advanced liver disease, are pregnant, or may become
Yes,
pregnant.
sir. He's almost dead.
Icurvo
77
can harm
weight.
your unborn baby. See
No
full
way. He got
prescribing
fucking
information
res,
at
bro.
Icurvo.com.
How?
Hear my story and learn more about the Icurvo effect at Icurvo.
No, I'm not getting that kill. That's crazy.
This is how I move forward with Purdue Global. Start your comeback today at Purdue.
Oh, he just shot through that wall. Holy fucking shit, dude. That's crazy. How am I not fucking dead?
This
That is
Stephen
retarded.
Galvin, and
Literally
he's just been
nothing
shot
and
in
on
a
top of us.
drive-by shooting
Literally
that
nothing.
flooded the scene. There's barely any evidence. and the
Yeah, I don't know.
police
And he
were
shot
at
me
a
through that
dead
fucking
end
floor,
right
too. As
from
soon as
the
I placed that
beginning.
floor above me.
Or
That's
at
fucking
least
crazy, dude.
That would be the case
Nice. Now I'm fucking dead.
if Steve hadn't managed to use his final breath to solve his own murder seconds
Literally dead as
before he
fuck.
died.
There's no fucking way.
Who did this to you? Cyclops?
With only a nickname and a million questions remaining, the cops had the hardest investigation of their lives ahead of them in a race to bring this monster to justice before he kills again.
Yeah, no.
On July 2nd, 2015, police rushed to the scene of an apparent drive-by shooting in a previously quiet neighborhood in Clear Lake, California.
Police emergency line?
The man has been shot. The man could be.
Do you know who shot him?
Lady, I don't know who shot the man. All I know is that he's been shot. He's laying out here on the dirt.
But when the cops arrived, things didn't seem right at all. Nobody was scared or panicking, and when they approached the victim, it seemed that he had no injuries at all.
Are you shot, sir? All right. What's going on?
I'm okay.
What happened? Do you have any injuries, sir?
I think somebody saying he was shot. Still gonna need medical for some other reason. Sir, are you alright? What's your name? Steve Galvin.
Steve Galvin?
Stephen Galvin was well known to the cops and is somewhat of a local troublemaker, but he's still the victim of a crime, and these cops need to find out exactly what's going on and why he keeps slipping in and out of consciousness. It wasn't until the paramedics arrived that they finally discovered Steven's injuries.
Would have killed that kid too, bro. Got him so fucking low at everything.
By the officers on the scene.
Oh fuck.
Steven. Steven? Not that we can see. Well, but I mean, he's doing
Not
that,
even, bro. Oh my god.
Steven, can we take a look at this? What's going on, partner?
I love how I gave me no mats though. That's fucking cool.
What's going on today? Oh. Got his toes up. Try not to move around too much, Steven.
What is that?
Roll him on his back and look at his back. Steven, can we take a look at this?
What the fuck is this?
Backpack here. Yeah, I think we're okay.
I'm dead. That's what's going on.
The entry wound was
There's
so
no
small,
fucking way.
it took an extremely trained eye to find it, and it was
No
only when
fucking
they found
mats,
the exit
nothing.
wound that they were able to confirm he'd been shot. They've already been wasting valuable time that could be used to try and save his life. They're still asking themselves how a gunshot wound could be so hard to find and produce no blood.
He's got like a little puncture-looking wound. Well, on either side, little tiny wound. That's what I'm looking at.
When is it ever?
There's one on the front? Yeah, there's one that's on the back side. Like it went through and through? Yeah, it would have to be
Two
perfectly
fucking
through the
bells,
actual wound.
brother.
Nothing. And it's not blue. There's no blood coming out of it. Sometimes they don't come out.
I don't. What am I gonna do here?
In some cases, where the
fucking
bullet
way.
might have gone through the chest, there can be little
Swim!
to no signs
Oh my
of
God.
injury, with only tiny entry
That's
and exit
fucking
wounds.
crazy, bro.
The fact Steven isn't bleeding could be a sign of a serious.
Oh my god, I almost killed him too. Bro, I pumped him so hard.
Sucking in blood.
Holy
If that's
fuck.
true,
You're lucky I didn't have
then it
math,
could
bro. I
already be
definitely
too
won that
late.
shit.
And tragically,
This fucking shit can.
that seemed to be the
Holy
case.
fuck, definitely would have won
Moments
that fucking
later,
bitch, bro.
Steven passed away from internal injuries, but not before the cops had one last conversation with him that changed the entire course of this
Time to try to fuck me
investigation.
over, bro.
His
Please, so
last
fucking
words
crazy.
helping to solve his own murder.
Hey, Steven? Steven, who did this to you?
Literally shit on the whole fucking lobby.
Cyclops?
So
All the
fucking better.
cops had to go off of was this frankly terrifying nickname that one of his alleged victims called him by. Cops thought this wouldn't be of any help at all, but it turns out Cyclops was actually a fairly well-known name around here, and it didn't take long for them to figure out exactly who it was. Cyclops was the street name for David Cox, a man who was well known for both his criminal past and his
Oh my
distinctive
god,
tattoos.
Steven's stupid fucking
David
ass.
was
Now we gotta
still
leave,
new
bro.
to Clear Lake and was on parole for many violent offenses. It seemed like this case was already open and shut, but as the cops discovered more and more evidence and tracked down their suspects, they realized that things were a whole lot more complicated than they had first thought. Stories, alibis, and
Use that game.
secret witnesses.
Steam a whole lot more than just whole milk. With the espresso
Put this
collection
thing,
by
put this
KitchenAid.
thing over.
Would paint a completely different
I heard that's
story
what a lot of
to the
people
one they
do
currently
when they let their hair dry. They're like, I put every time I get out of the shower, I put a beanie on, let it dry for a little bit, and then they do whatever the fuck. So I heard a
to
couple,
try and
couple
find more
people do that.
information, an officer approached the witness who made the 911 call.
Oh no, I'm just on my shirt.
How's it going? Just want to ask you a few questions.
The blow drying is terrible for your hair.
I just heard the shots. I was watching when I heard two shots. Then I heard the guy hollering somebody help me. And I just happened to see the tail end of a white truck as passed by my truck there.
Now they have a second lead to chase, a mysterious white truck that was seen leaving the area immediately after the shooting. The problem the cops have is that a suspect in a vehicle can cover a lot more ground than on foot. And by now, David could be anywhere. But the cops had to start somewhere, so they started at his last known address.
I got a canine outside. Man, can you come on out here? To talk to his ex-girlfriend? Yes. Okay. Is David here? Nobody's here? Just you? You mind if I check the house and show you up in there? Okay.
Allegedly, the only person home was David's ex-girlfriend. But even so, this cop wasn't willing to take any chances and fully swept the house.
I'm going back to the old combo. Star wand and a dummy skin. Hell yeah.
In cases like this, cops often keep certain information secret so they don't jeopardize the investigation. But with time against them, these cops tell it straight and inform her that her ex-boyfriend could be a murderer and is a wanted man.
Well, we need to talk to him about something.
Do you have a phone number for him?
Well, I do, but I still want to give it.
Okay. I'll tell you right now, if you interfere in our investigation, I will arrest you.
Okay, well, I called when you guys got to the top of it, and the last time I called in was that... What?
It's a homicide that we're working right now. That's why I have the gun out. So you right now do not want to get in the middle of it, okay?
All right.
All right, what's his number? We're gonna be wiretapping all these phones and stuff. So my suggestion is...
But you guys gotta change your epic name to a girl name. You gotta change your epic name, Dylan.
Homicide, murder.
You wanna do that?
With guns and dogs. So what's his number?
While patrol cars
No, we
raced to
don't.
the other address provided by his ex-girlfriend, an officer continued to question her, where she revealed the possible motive for the shooting.
Wow.
Well, no, he goes like two boneheads, baby, over the phone in a tablet. A long time ago, a while back. And,
that might be him.
How do I lose that? Like, what am I?
Police radio chatter as the officers arrived at the address.
There's no fucking I don't believe. There's no fucking way, bro. There's no fucking way. I just died to this autistic kid. You're fucking dying, bro.
So cops
look at his dumbass in the back.
And avoid anyone else getting hurt.
Now let me dance on him. Don't even.
Or officer.
Yeah, fucking idiot. Really fucking shit on him, bro. It's crazy. I don't understand how the fuck I died. Hitting that kid fucking 40 over and over again. No way you have more fucking shield than that. Like, actually, no way.
Cops never know which way a standoff like this is going to go. For all they know, the suspects inside could be taking positions and getting ready to open fire. But it wasn't long before the cops saw movement, allowing them to make their move.
Movement, come on with your hands up! Come on with your hands up, you were considered armed! Keep your hands in the air, David. Back. Down your knees, do it now.
David didn't even put up a fight, something the cops appreciated but found extremely strange. If David really was as dangerous as they thought, why did he go down so easily?
What?
Act as though he actually wanted to be arrested.
Yep. Yep. Is that yours? Ooh. I guess I'm trying to...
3 other people from the house are then rounded up and brought into custody, with the cops hoping that maybe they could provide some answers. But back at the station, things only got more confusing. David continued to push the cops for information about why he was arrested, but knowing how high stakes this investigation was,
60 dead almost.
the cop
Oh
gives
my
him nothing
god.
to go off.
Beamed him.
I don't know, man.
I don't know where my fucking other shots are going. Dude should have been dead.
Other than that, I don't know. But I know that I heard somebody got killed over there. Right? I don't know, it's news to me. Oh my god, if that's it, I'm freaking out, you know what I mean? Oh.
With the main suspect in custody, the cops needed to piece this case together, find out exactly why Stephen was shot, and if David truly was the man responsible. So they turned to Stephen's girlfriend, who at this point still
little
had
fuck.
no idea that he'd passed away, leaving lead investigator Detective Peterson to deliver the devastating news.
John, can I know about you?
Stupid asshole. Yeah, stupid asshole.
You're not going to have to go through all this again, right?
Better keep fucking running. Nah.
Best I can, okay? I want to make sure you're someplace
He's
safe.
probably
and
around
there's
here
4 people
crouching,
around, okay?
right?
Take a deep breath. You want to get out of this room? Please. Let's get out of this room.
Oh, is this him? This is him, I think.
But before Peterson even began to investigate,
I literally don't
fully,
understand where
one
I'm
of
getting
the other
shot
people
from. It's
arrested
fucking
earlier
hilarious.
asked to speak to officers.
I really just
He's
don't.
about to blow this case wide open with a shocking confession.
Now, I was advised that
Yeah, I'm fucking dead, bro.
concerns. What are your concerns? My concerns
Fucking idiot.
For what? For anything. You see this from talking to you guys. Well, what do you know?
Oh, yeah,
What do you know? Well, I know he didn't do it. Who didn't do what? But you Cyclops. Okay, Cyclops didn't do that. You agree. Okay, so can you say that David never left the house for sure? No, I had 3 years.
Yep, they come from nowhere, bro.
He was with you?
Witnesses obviously try to provide alibis for their friends all the time,
bumfuck
but on
Egypt
this
is
occasion,
crazy.
the cops didn't know who to believe, but they were starting to suspect that there may be more to this case than meets the eye.
This dumbass is
And
still in
these
here.
suspicions are only made stronger when the witness appears to be terrified of naming the real killer,
Fucking
fearing for
one
his
tap.
life.
So playing the games here is not helping you. I'm not playing no games. I want to know what happened today. And since you know the name of the person, you know it. Okay, good. Who did it? And how do you know this? Are you going to protect me?
Several times a day, we have a choice of what to put at the center of our plate. But what if something came along and gave you the chance to go beyond the status quo and truly choose for the future? By increasing plant-based foods,
Got a fucking purple
we're focused
Mavic
on the single
or
most
Maven.
powerful tool our
Maven?
global society has
And a purple
to
fucking
take
P90.
control over our health, preserve our planet, and support the welfare of the rest of life.
That stupid superhero team.
You might have seen their
Oh,
ads, in fact, on our air even, the group launching a full-fledged campaign. Beyond Meat is under attack. Are you getting funding from publicly traded meat companies? I mean, who's backing you now?
We don't publicly disclose our donors.
Alright.
The meat lobby wants to make plant-based
Yeah, this
meat
superhero
less
team's over here
attractive to
somewhere.
consumers. They're afraid their industry is going to be disrupted.
The whole quest around Beyond Meat is to build a perfect piece of meat. And it wasn't to try to build a meat alternative, it was to try to build meat directly from plants. Our ethos is relentless improvement. And when it comes to health, we work most closely with Stanford School of Medicine.
I only got a P90, so
quantifiable outcomes you can get from
hit Youngblood
changing
15.
the protein plate from animal to plants. Just
Oh
in
my
8
God.
weeks, we were lowering cardiovascular risk factors.
Today I'm going to share with you a study done at Stanford University that actually put Beyond Meat to the test. TMAO was significantly lower compared to the animal meat condition. LDL cholesterol was also significantly
How?
lower in the Beyond
Just jumping through everything. Holy fuck! That was the biggest bullshit I've seen in my life. That was so dumb. Holy fuck, how the fuck, bro? He's just jumping through all of my shit and everything. I just saw all of that fucking happen. Holy fuck, that was retarded. That was the dumbest shit I've seen in my fucking life.
More than 50% of the population
Oh my god.
plant-based meat was good for their health.
Holy shit.
By 2022,
That's
that
so
number is
fucking
now about
crazy.
38%.
That's actually fucking
The
hilarious.
American beef producers are following a very similar playbook to the tobacco industry of undermining science and of creating
This is
countermeasures
fucking crazy,
that
yo.
suggest that
This game's something
plant-based
else, bro.
products are somehow harmful. Their
Literally
concern
something else.
is that plant-based meats will begin to eat into their sales and harm their profits.
Whenever there's been dramatic change, there's always been incumbents that are going to resist it. It's predictable. The meat industry is one of the most established industries in the world. There's no surprise that they're going to want to protect the status quo.
We faced a fundamental choice. And that was to either bang our fists on the table and exclaim the health benefits of our products, or take a look inward and say, how do we make our products even healthier? How do we make them unassailable from a health perspective? We worked with leading medical and nutrition experts and spent years designing This latest product generation, Beyond
Fucking
Four.
One of the underappreciated aspects of plant-based meat alternatives is that we can reformulate them. You can't do that with a cow.
The new formulation of the
There's
Beyond
two guys
Burger
over here, bro.
really impressed us in our evaluation.
They're now putting in heart-healthy avocado.
I bet these fucking kids hiding in here crouching. How much you want to fucking bet?
It's 21 grams of protein.
100%.
Protein sources are extremely healthful food. Peas,
Wow,
lentils,
like what is that, dude?
fava beans.
That,
When you
oh
cook
my
meat,
god,
as soon as you
bro.
get heat combined with the creatinine
Fucking
in meat,
shitty game,
it
dude.
equals highly
Beyond shit.
carcinogenic compounds forming when you grill,
So
saute, or
fucking
barbecue
crazy.
a Beyond Meat burger. You're not making any appreciable
Fucking idiot,
carcinogens.
bro.
It's about 2/3 of 12 to 14-year-olds in the U.S. have very, very early signs of cholesterol disease.
Replacing a saturated fat with an unsaturated fat. There's an obvious blood cholesterol benefit.
Cardiovascular disease is the thing that kills most people in the US and the UK. And one of the big challenges
I'm
is
fucked.
getting the public down to healthier levels.
I am
Beyond Meat
fucked.
plays a pivotal role in helping people make healthy lifestyle changes. In really good faith, I can recommend to patients when you have that craving
Literally
for burgers,
fucked.
go eat the Beyond Meat.
So the process starts at the farm.
No maths, bro.
And I'll
Oh
explain this in
my.
the context of our steak. So our steak uses fava beans.
Oh.
The farmer plants the crop. The crop is harvested. Then it's milled. The flour is placed in an air chamber. Because the density and size of protein and starch are different, they naturally separate. We then take the protein, blend it with wheat, and we run it through heating, cooling, and pressure to restructure the form of that protein into animal muscle. We then mix in natural flavors, we mix in natural colors from carrots and apples.
Fucking
We add in
retarded,
oil.
bro.
That's the process behind Beyond Steak.
Oh my god. I'm free. I got the pump.
That's the moneymaker right there, them nodules, right? That's why we're doing it. I'm not a food scientist and I'm not a food innovator, but I do know that having red lentils on this farm has made a big difference for me. And I know that they've made a big difference for agriculture in general across Montana and the Northern Plains. These pulse crops, yellow peas, red lentils, are extremely friendly to the environment.
Where are you?
We don't have to use the synthetic
My
fertilizers
nigga.
we often use.
Yo, I don't got any math. Yo, how the fuck I'm gonna get your ass,
It's
bro?
about creating more opportunity.
And there's a dude down there. Who the fuck is that guy?
We saw nitrogen fertilizer back into the soil. It's created a better opportunity for the whole region.
The return on investment has been probably 25% higher than any of the other crops that we would replace it with.
Yeah, with no fucking math.
Crops
Literally
has actually
fucked.
encouraged some younger folks to come back.
Team
They saw that I can make it. I can start a family and be a farmer.
In 1971, Frances LePay published a book called Diet for a Small Planet. And the argument she was making was that by getting your proteins and your energy directly from plants versus running all that plant material through an animal, you can dramatically shrink the agricultural footprint.
Oh my.
And you can size the agricultural footprint in a way that allows the rest of life on Earth to live.
What we've done over a really long period of time.
Who the fuck?
is
Like,
we've
there's no
basically
way.
turned a lot of the world into a large farm.
Something like
There's
three-quarters of
actually
the
there's no way.
land is for
There really isn't. Where the fuck actually did that kid just fucking pop out of? The fuck?
History, everything is marshaled.
Holy
with the
fucking
idea
shit.
Of replacing those wild lands with farming and livestock raising empire, wiping out all the
Bro.
bison, all the wolves, coyotes.
There's a guy like right here next to me. I just heard him.
Cattle not only use a huge amount of land, they produce a great deal of methane. And methane is a particularly potent greenhouse gas. For us to solve climate change, beef consumers have to consume less. Not none, but less. Of course, one opportunity to do that is to persuade people there's an alternative.
We use significantly less land, significantly
Come on,
less
gang, I
water,
got a great
have
tag.
far
What's good?
fewer greenhouse gas emissions than the animal protein equivalent. Focus
Y'all
on
scared, I know.
One statistic for one moment. The current Beyond Burger uses
Holy fuck, it's like a whole team. What the fuck is that? Yo!
To be able to put that land back into nature. And in that
I mean, there's no
process,
way.
you're taking carbon out of the atmosphere and you're storing it in those ecosystems.
One of the really
Oh,
cool
shit.
opportunities for
There's no way. What the fuck? Holy shit, bro. Literally so fucking retarded. Holy fuck, I'm in a whole fucking maze, dude. Like,
Animal agriculture. We should be paying farmers, redirecting subsidies to not only grow food, but to become stewards of climate.
Plenty of places in the world, farmers have been paid to restore their farms.
Despite not revealing the true killer, he remained adamant that David was not responsible, and signs were starting to show that he might not be wrong. David seemed extremely anxious at being detained and just wanted to know what he'd done, but he clearly knew at least something about Stephen's murder. We know from David's ex-girlfriend that David and Stephen had an argument that was suspected to be a motive for the murder. But by David's account, the pair were merely acquaintances and barely knew each other at all.
Okay, I woke up this morning to my grandmother's knock on my bedroom door at around approximately 8:30. That was to get my ass up, and then we went back to my mom's house, hung out for a little bit, ate a bowl of cereal. Can I know what's going on now? I think I know what's going on, but I don't want to say something that I don't know what's going on, and you haven't told me.
Not how this works. Okay, I'm investigating probably something pretty.
I know it's probably pretty serious. I heard.
Absolutely pretty serious. Why would it be the fact that the last words that I get out of T-Bone?
I agree.
When I ask him who he says Cyclops.
I can't believe that guy dead, dude.
Look at me. Why would the last words out of his mouth be your name?
I think he just assumed. I can't answer for him.
Crocodile tears don't work for me, man.
I can't answer for him.
Tears won't convince an experienced cop like this that you're innocent, and there's a good chance that David's lying to escape a murder charge. But this time, there's just so many question marks, and the cops have to get this right. If David is telling the truth and is completely innocent, then they have to find the real killer or risk countless more people losing their lives.
I didn't just pick you out of a hat.
I know that.
You're the only person in this town with the name Cyclops.
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying any of that.
You're looking at going to jail when I leave this room with murder charges.
That's insane, dude. I would not.
Okay.
Had I knew that.
David, look at it from our side.
I know. I'm going to jail. I know it.
So if you have anything to tell me to be able to save you from that, you need to tell me.
I don't.
But the detectives weren't the only ones investigating this case, as David's ex-girlfriend was also trying to figure out everything as well. She had been putting hours of effort into proving that David didn't shoot Stephen, and finally, she was ready to approach the detectives herself with some shocking news.
You made the comment that you went and talked to some people and found out that David wasn't the one that did this. So can you point me in the right direction then?
I'm not saying anything to nobody about what we're talking about. Nobody even knows that I know.
I get it. Let me explain this real simple to you, okay? If what you're telling me is the truth, I need you to be extremely forthcoming in this, okay?
I just want to spit the name out, but I'm so afraid.
It seems that David's ex-girlfriend could name the killer, but...
If you or someone you know hates ads with a burning passion, Pi is here to help. This is Pi. It's a free browser extension that blocks ads on your favorite sites. You just install it once, and then like that, you can enjoy internet without ads. That means no more of those pesky pop-ups.
Like, there's no shot.
Ads that play like right before your video.
Tracking this faggot
like
perfectly,
the one
bro.
You're watching right now. Plus, if you opt in to see some ads, you can earn rewards on them. Like, who doesn't want that? Pi has over 10,000 5-star reviews and over 2 million users, and you're still out here watching ads like it's 2024. So download Pi today, and you can thank me later.
Fucking beamed. I'm on his ass. My god, I'm just like, that's just mechanics, dude.
Who, bro? Who the fuck is that guy? Get pumped in the fucking mouth. I cracked that guy in front of you.
Tell Congress to protect healthcare access for New York's communities. No Medicaid cuts.
Was also scared of the repercussions. At this point, that didn't matter. 3 different people have all now individually
Crack the other one, oh my
that
God.
David is innocent. So they decided to press a little harder and finally uncover the truth.
Let me explain this to you. If you have information, I need that information because it's the difference between his freedom and not his freedom, his life and not his life.
I know that. Now, honestly,
He's hiding in here somewhere. Oh, hell no.
Billy Mount was another familiar name to Detective Peterson. He had a dark criminal past behind him. But as well as naming
one of them
Billy,
back
she
there, but of
claimed
course
she saw him near
didn't
the
get
scene
the
of the
kill.
crime at around the time of the shooting.
Billy was at what house? Maple House?
Yeah.
About what time was that?
It was right before they all left.
David and Billy left together?
No.
Or just David? No.
Billy left.
Our teammate
with
is a
white
retard,
truck.
I promise
When Billy
you.
left, they pull out, and the little boy driving was totally rude. I'm like, hey, you don't have to be so rude, you little junkie.
Who was that?
I don't know. He's the driver.
The
This guy's
911
almost dead. I don't know
caller
how
told
I'm
the
dead.
cops
That's
he saw a
crazy.
white truck leaving the scene. Now Detective Peterson had a witness placing Billy in the area, driving around in a seemingly identical vehicle. There's still the question of why Steven named David as the shooter. And
Crazy how
a
I got
closer
one
look at
tattoo,
Billy
it's funny.
might explain how he got the pair mixed up. Billy also has a shaved head and many tattoos, and if he was in the passenger seat of a white truck, he could have easily been mistaken for David with all the similarities. He also has a lengthy criminal record and a history of violence. The detectives think they've struck gold, but they're still tasked with proving Billy was even at the scene of the crime. So he was eventually brought in for questioning, and at a distance, it's not difficult to understand how the two men could have been mistaken for each other.
It's been a while. Well, there's people that are trying to dime you out. Okay, as a person that did this. Okay,
whatever, man.
I understand that. That's why
Right
I'll
here.
tell you right
I got a
now.
lot of enemies. I
Hit on 40.
got nobody.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Billy denies any
rolls,
involvement
I mean,
and goes on the
what?
defensive when questioned.
Juice roll to
He
80,
might have
crack.
just been caught out lying. David's ex-girlfriend placed him on a road called Maple Street, but according to Billy, he was somewhere completely different at the time of the shooting.
We're gonna start at the beginning of your day and just work our way through.
I was at his house. I've been there for the past week.
Holy fuck, this is too much.
You haven't left your brother's
I
house?
have not left my brother's house the last week.
Shot by randoms, bro.
Well, I mean, I'm tired of getting interrogated right now. I want to be arrested for it now. I want to see the trial. I want to work,
Fucking
you know what I
shit
mean?
on him, bro.
All Detective
But nope,
Peterson
not
had
dead.
to go off is the word of the now dead victim, a large amount of hearsay, and multiple conflicting witness statements. He had no gun, no white truck, and no physical evidence. It seemed like it was all over, and that Steven's desperate attempts to solve his
actually so
own murder
fucking
had been thrown away by an incredible attempt to cover it all up. But then, the cops got a phone call that just might help piece everything together. The call came from a concerned mother who told the detective her son was an unwilling participant in the shooting and wanted to hand himself in to the police. When they brought him in for questioning, he gave them even more than they could have ever hoped for.
Before you got to the house on Vista, where were you? You drive where? Or what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
I called my friend, and he asked me if I could help him get a beer.
Okay. Then what?
And I said, okay. I said, I'll help you get a beer.
And you drive a white Chevy S10? Okay. Were you by yourself?
All by myself, yes.
Did you go anywhere prior to that?
To the Shell station to get him a beer.
Okay.
We were sitting in the room drinking a beer, and Billy said, I'll give you a half a gallon of gas. You give me a ride to my friend's house. So he siphoned the gas out of his truck. I just put it in my tank, and I gave Billy a ride.
The white Chevy S10 the man owns perfectly matches the description of the white truck seen leaving the area after the shooting.
my game is
and
so
if Peterson
fucking,
can
like,
find
laggy.
Billy's DNA inside the truck, then he'd have enough to make a solid case.
Here, this is what we're gonna do.
I don't even know how you fucking found me, bro. You're not dead? Crazy. Crazy, bro. Actually
Turn right
crazy.
here. And as soon as I turn right here, he said right up here, it seemed like it was right in the drive up here by this driveway where the fence is right up here. He said, pull over, Nook. I was walking right here, and the guy looked at me through the windshield, walked this way, and as soon as I looked over at Billy, he pulls the gun out and shoots the guy 2 times. He says, drive. So I drove.
So you drove.
Yeah, and I heard the guy crying in pain when he got shot, so I knew he hit him.
Not only was the man going to retrace every step he took while Billy was in the truck with him, but he was also going to
I
show
love getting
Peterson
shot at
where
by
he
every
dumped the
person in the
gun
lobby.
he used to
It's
kill
awesome.
Steven.
So you pulled up to here? Okay.
I
Somewhere
thought
in there on the right-hand side somewhere where you supposedly hit the gun. Okay.
Peterson got even more evidence from inside the truck, where he found Billy's fingerprints on a CD case in the glove compartment. Billy was charged with the murder of Stephen Galvin, and the driver of the truck was released without charge when the cops realized he was dragged into Stephen's murder without his consent. On August 11th, 2016, a jury convicted Billy Mount on charges of second-degree murder and was sentenced to life in prison.
Deep in the mountains of ancient Japan, 2 warriors returned from battle. Only 1 beer remained. They circled, and without a word, they fought for that golden beer. And so, a tradition was born. The Brumate.
Fucking dickhead out of here.
The world's fiercest fighters come from every corner of the earth for the Golden Garage.
Yep. This is a fucking joke. I can't, bro. There's a fucking brain dead hit.
Warrior enters the arena.
Dude, this kid's cheating. That's hilarious.
It is very special of you. You must earn it.
Fucking crazy. Kill this fucking brain dead in the fucking bush, bro. It's just sitting in there and I can't fucking do anything.
I can fight in the Brumate and earn the golden beer in your honor. Shidoshi.
You cannot fight.
No fucking health every time.
My son is to fight in the Brumate.
I killed both of them in the bush.
Not you!
You said using any technique that works.
Shit's a
To
fucking
never
shit.
limit myself to one style.
Y'all
To keep
fucking
an
die.
open mind.
Yes. I did say that.
Fucking
Training. Start now!
There's another dude in this fucking bush right here. I'm dead. I'm dead. What's up? Nice. Yep. He's trying to spray me.
Father, you want me to train this outsider?
Fucking
You can't even
autistic
get
fuck.
Shut the fuck up, boy. What are you
Hope
gonna
you
do?
fucking die.
I'm gonna eat a whole can of beans
Fucking
all day.
shit can.
And you know,
Actually
I'm gonna
kill
wait till that
yourself.
beans have settled,
Trying
and
to
I'm
target me,
gonna
bro. What
I'm
happened,
gonna
bro? I got
farm
killed by me
into a
too.
pillow,
Fucking brain
and I'm
dead.
gonna wait till you're asleep at night, and I'm gonna sneak into your bedroom, and I'm gonna take that pillow and
Fucking
smother you with
retard.
my fuck. I'll stab you in the neck with a tiger.
Okay,